Hello, Internet, and welcome to another episode of Now vs. Nostalgia, a podcast dedicated to movies, TV shows, and video games of the past. I am John.
I'm James.
Today we're talking about a movie from 1998 called Phantoms. But also, before we get to that, talk about a couple things. Our podcast is changing a bit, switching servers and stuff like that in the meantime. Something cheaper, but something also that we can put more space on for a better price. So if you'll probably see that the episodes are still going to be coming out, but it's going to be like limited ones that are online at a time. Probably about anywhere from like 6 to 10, just depending on memory and stuff like that. But if you're a new listener or an old listener and you want a certain episode, you can check on the website, which will be updated. And if you want an episode like that isn't online, just email us at nvnpodcast@yahoo.com and we'll get them to you. And also, I'm going to try to, as we go on, try to make some of the stories or something that goes at the beginning of the episode, maybe something a little bit more personal or something that we'll try to relate it to, kind of get that nostalgic on it. So I kind of surprised James on that. So he doesn't have one, but I have a doozy. So I have a personal story. This will be look into my past a little bit and something that happened to me that I didn't really think about too much. I had to actually kind of like dig deep, and I used to have a journal. And I actually had to like pull it out to read some of the details for it again, because it's one of those things that at the time was pretty big to me. But then as stuff happens later on, you grow up, you have different experiences, better experiences, worse experiences. You get over little petty stuff that happen or stupid stuff like that.
Yeah.
But when I met this girl, definitely will not say her name, but I met this girl online. I was out of high school. I was right out of high school. I was working at Blockbuster. I want to say I was like 19, 20 years old, maybe. But I met her and like we hit it off really well. And we would chat online all night because she was like a night clerk, and I was always online playing video games at night. So we chatted all hours of the night, and we wound up meeting. We went on about 2 or 3 dates. On our second date, we rented Phantoms, hung out and watched that. Yeah. So that's about the closest relation to the story to Phantoms that I have, besides both these stories kind of being R-rated almost. But one day, like things going really well. Nothing serious is really happening. It was just some hand holding, some kissing and stuff like that. Yeah. But I really liked her. She was in a relationship that was kind of bad. She was living in a house with like 3 other people, like her ex and everything. And then like she moved out and moved back home. Well, we're going to the mall one day. We pull up and getting ready to go out the car. And she stops me and she's like, "I got to tell you something." Uh-oh. And I'm like, "Yeah." So I'm like, "Oh, well, what's going on?" She's like, "I'm pregnant." And well, first I knew it wasn't for me, unless I'm like, immaculate conception. But she's like, "I'm pregnant." And I was like, "What? What happened?" She's like, "It was a surprise. I don't know." She's like, right before we broke up and I moved out and stuff like that, we had hooked up one more time, and she's like, "That's must have been it." She's like, "I'm so scared. I don't know what to do, and like me, I was just like, "Well, I guess we should break up," kind of, because like I was going to try to make it work and stuff, but then like she started showing and started getting kind of didn't want to be touched or anything like that, and so I was probably hung out for like another month or 2, and then I was just like, "All right, I'm sorry, this won't work." Yeah, and lost touch, moved on. Well, anyway, it was about a year or so later. I was in Barnes & Noble with my cousin and my friend, and lo and behold, I run right into her. Yep. And she had the baby. She's lost all the baby weight, except for the nice stuff that babies sometimes do to a woman. Yeah. But like it was like the flames were just like we just wanted to hook back up, and like she's all like, "Oh, I missed you. I've been thinking about you the whole time. I want to contact you." And I'm like, "Yeah," like all like yes. And I mean, she was looking good. So we started dating again, and she would come over. And this is like when my parents didn't give a crap anymore, because she could come over and sleep over, and stay over, and we could close the door, do whatever we wanted.
I would hope so.
Yeah, but
at least close the door.
I mean, my parents were cool. This girl treated me great. She had a good job at this point. She would buy me stuff. Always come over with something cool or something like that. "Oh, yeah, I bought this movie for us to watch," and I keep it after that. And I never went to her house. I went to her house like once. I kind of just stood in the living room for a second. But I wouldn't go over there because she had a little sister, and here she is. She's had a kid out of wedlock. Yeah. And she doesn't want. Now she's seen another guy, and she doesn't want to set a bad example for her sister. And I was like, and the stuff that I was enjoying doing with her, we couldn't do at her parents' house anyway. So I had no problem never going over there. But now, like as an adult, there's some things I should have questioned, like what kind of girl leaves her child at home to go sleep at a man's house and stuff like that. But she also had a friend that she would go out with. She would come see me, like come stay over probably like 2 or 3 times
A week?
Not a week.
Oh, month.
Like almost a weekend. Like it was like a weekend thing. She'd come over like almost like every Friday night or Saturday night or something like that. So it was like 2 or 3 times a month. I saw her, and we'd hang out. She'd leave in the morning. But anyway, she and I was fine with that because if I wasn't doing that, I was playing EverQuest or something, or working. Well, she had a friend she would go out with a lot, and she would always tell me, her friend was married, and she always tell me stories about how her friend was always hooking up with these guys at bars and doing all this stuff with that. And like anytime she was telling me she was going out with a friend, I was like, no, I'd get jealous and I'd get upset and worried because I'd be worried like her friend wanted to hook up with some guy, but she needed his wingman,
Yeah.
And I was like,
take one for the team.
yeah, and I was always in my mind that's what's going to happen, So I would always be like, don't go hang out with that bitch, Hated her because she was like, yeah, blah blah. Her husband's at home, tell me these horrible stories about this chick.
What her husband was doing?
I don't know. So, and like I said, I was younger, I was naive and stuff like that, I was a guy like I had hooked up, I had sex before this, but here's a girl who's doing things that I only saw in movies, and she's coming over with outfits and costumes and stuff, and who was going to question this stuff? Well, one night she invites me and my friend to go out to a dance club, and I had to work early in the morning, so I was just like, no, sorry, I can't do it. I wish I could, I can't. She's like, oh, okay, well, all right. And then I called somebody and I asked, and I got out of it.
Yeah.
So I called her about an hour or so later, and I'm like, hey, we're coming, we're on our way. And she's like, oh, no, we're not, she sounded upset. She's like, oh, no, we're not out anymore. We're not going out. She's like, we're hanging out at her house. Don't go out. I was just like, okay.
Don't go out.
Yeah, she's like, don't go out. So I was like, whatever. So we went out anyway.
Yeah.
Get to the dance club. What do you think I saw?
You saw her.
I saw her with another guy.
Ooh, shucks.
So, and I'm not a fighter. I'm not aggressive.
I'm a lover.
So, but I was upset, and like I walked up and I was like, "What the hell's going on?" This dude was like, "Man, who's this?" And she was like, "Don't worry about him." And the dude kind of shoved me off, man.
Yeah.
So I'm like, "What the shit?" I'm freaking out. So she comes and gets on my face, and she's like yelling at me and stuff like that. Like, what the hell's, I told you not to come. And I'm like, "Who's this guy?" And she's just like, "Just get out of here. Let's leave." So I'm upset, and I'm drinking and stuff like that.
Oh shucks.
Well, her friend comes over and talks to me, the friend that I don't care for, and she was like, "Hey, can we talk?" And I was like, "Yeah, I guess so." So we start talking. We're walking to go talk, and then she comes running up trying to pull us apart, and she's like hollering and screaming and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Her friend like we kind of lose her in the crowd because it's like a big dance floor and stuff. So we're sitting there, and her friend's like, "I see how upset you are and stuff like that. I don't think you're the person that I think you are and stuff like that." And she's like, "You shouldn't even talk to this girl because this girl's she cheats on you all the time." And I was like, "What?" And she was like, her baby's daddy lives in the house with him. And I was like, I'm in shock. I'm like, no way.
No
she's
way.
Like, he does. She's like, he's a diaper. He's barely ever home. So she's like, whenever he's out, she's either at your house or hanging out with me or something like that. She was like, but yeah, like if you call and you're there, she like kind of gets off the phone with you and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of wow. And it was like her mom and them know about it and everything and stuff like that. She's like, whenever you call, she's like, oh, he's just a friend that annoys me. He's very clingy. She's told me that you hit her before.
What?
And that you're all, always asking her for money and all that stuff. And
I'm like, for money.
What? I'm like, no. And I'm sitting there like freaking out. I'm like, none of that stuff's true. Like, I'm like almost crying because I'm so upset.
Yeah.
And I was like, she's like, I would have told you before, but like, we never like met or talked. I said, well, I never want to talk to you because like the stuff you do to your husband and all that stuff like that, just like, I'm not the kind of person that I want to hang out with. She's like, what are you talking about? So like, you hook up on like behind your husband's back and everything. She's like, I have never cheated on my husband. She's like, we're trying to have a kid. So like, we both like instantly realized that she played us against each other.
Yeah. So
we would never talk. So she storms off. She goes get in that chick's face, slaps her, tells that dude all this stuff about her and stuff like that, and then leaves her.
Yeah.
And then the guy like walks off too.
Yeah.
So she comes running up at me, screaming at me, like tears my shirt, like my collar of my shirt and stuff like that. And like she got left behind, like left there by herself. And like I'm like this guy, like I can be a jerk. I was like, but I'm not an asshole. Like I gave her a ride home.
Yeah.
That was the last time I saw her. But it was just a story. Just I don't know. Like when people always talk about they had that one crazy ex or something like that.
Yeah.
That's one of mine.
That's one of yours?
Yeah. So we'll have some of these other stories later.
My gosh.
But yeah. Anyway, so Phantoms released in 1998.
98.
And came out actually in January. It's kind of weird. Not too many like horror movies. You think most horror movies come out late in the year or something?
Yeah, you think they, roughly around November, October, and stuff like that, September.
But directed by Joe Chappelle, written by Dean Koontz. IMDb 5.3 out of 10.
5.3.
Rotten Tomatoes 13%.
13%. Man.
Metacritic 26%.
Shoot, they ain't like this movie, did they?
Indeed. Now, cast on this film is a good cast.
Mm-hmm.
Starring pretty much predominantly Mr. Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck.
Which, obviously, what is he not known for? Batman now.
Batman.
Daredevil.
Daredevil.
Mallrats we just did.
Yeah, we did Mallrats.
Dazed and Confused.
Dazed and Confused.
Chasing Amy.
Jerk
have the Kevin Smith films.
Yeah.
Dogma. Jane and Silent Bob Strike Back. Pearl Harbor.
Jersey Girl.
Jiggly.
I still haven't seen it, but I want to see it.
Gone Girl.
Yeah.
Rose McGowan, which if you were a guy in the late 90s, you knew who Rose McGowan was. Because she was like, phew, that was one of mine.
One of yours,
I remember I bought this crappy movie with her. I think it's called Doom Generation.
Never heard of it.
Yeah. It's her. It was like one of her early movies.
Mm-hmm.
She did like a full nude scene. So I paid like 20 something bucks for Suncoast. It was awful movie, man.
Oh my gosh. So I guess the nude scene wasn't worth it, huh?
No, because I think it was like after I saw Scream.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that, like the whole scene. I was just like, oh my god, yes, I want to see this. But and she's known for she was in Encino Man. She's we just said it the other day. What other movie she was in? Pauly Shore. Biodome.
Oh, Biodome.
A little cameo in there. Jawbreaker. That was a terrible movie like that.
Jawbreaker.
She's of course for Charmed.
Mm-hmm.
Countless other things. She had gotten a car wreck, and I'm not too sure how long ago it was.
Yeah,
but she had to have like some kind of facial stuff done, and like she's not the woman. She's almost like kind of leathery looking now.
Leathery looking.
Yeah, man, she's kind of a reptilian. She's not. She's not where she was. Most, also like if you Google her,
mm-hmm.
you're gonna get like pretty fast a picture of her and Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
She's wearing like that chainmail dress. They were like together for like 3 years.
Yes, indeed.
And Billy Corgan from Smashing Pumpkins broke him up.
He did.
Yeah. It's like that one's gonna ruin your life. But anyway, I'm trying to think of. I'm telling you, man. I'm sorry. I know she has some other movies that I'm missing. Let me see.
Oh my god.
It's probably something big.
I think Marilyn Manson and Smashing Pumpkins, they playing at a casino or something.
Yeah, near you.
Yeah, near you. Near somebody.
You can also go see the dude from Stain at the country fair. She also from Death Proof, Grindhouse. She's doing the Telltale Heart, which I don't know. It says complete. Could be pretty good. Some movie called Dr. Lollipop I never heard of.
Dr. Lollipop.
She was in the Conan remake.
Really?
Yeah.
I must have missed doing that one.
I don't know. She's I know there's something I'm missing, man. It's driving me nuts. Kind of like
tip of your brain.
Monkey Bone. No.
Monkey Bone.
Yeah, it was called The Doom Generation. She played a girl named she played a girl named Amy Blue.
Amy Blue.
Peter O'Toole, classic Hollywood actor.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. Died in 2013 at the age of 81 from the UK. Best known from Lawrence of Arabia. Last Emperor. It's another great movie with him. The Lion in the Winter. He was the voice in Ratatouille. He was the critic.
Oh, he was a critic?
Yeah. I love that movie.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool movie.
No, he was Anton. Sorry.
Which one was Anton?
He was the ghost, like the one that talked to the rat.
Oh, really? That's who he was.
He was in Troy, Joan of Arc. He's done like a lot of TV stuff like that. Gulliver's Travels, Civvies. That was another one I saw with him in it. He was in Supergirl, the movie.
Dang, I ain't seen
it was
that.
Zoltar. Well, they have the series coming out. I mean, the new CBS series.
So that's going to happen.
They already got a trailer for it.
I hadn't seen the trailer.
The trailer's not bad. It's like 5 minutes long though.
Dang.
But looks pretty good. Looks pretty solid. Like I don't know. Like, it's kind of funny because like it's not on the WB.
Yeah.
So I think it's on CBS maybe. So you can't have like Arrow or Flash tie in with it. It's like DC needs to get their stuff together.
Yeah, they really do.
Like
need to tie that stuff to keep it all together.
Yeah,
man.
they're trying. Like they're pushing so fast with that movie, man. They're already filming Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
You seen that yet?
Mm-mm.
They're because that man, like when Batman, The Dark Knight Rises was coming out.
Yeah.
People were putting videos up left and right of like, oh look at this, the Tumblr, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but this movie, like they're filming stuff like right in the middle of the streets.
Yeah.
They got freaking the Joker and Harley Quinn like driving down the road, and here comes freaking Batman and the Batmobile, and then like Batman's on the car. I was like, man, I'm already seeing. You know, it's gonna look cool when you see it film.
Yeah.
But like, I already know they have that kind of. But it's like right front page every time I open IGN or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to see anymore. So
dang.
Hoping it's gonna be good. We had Joanna Going. Always thought she was from another TV series, but she was a Runaway Jewelry, Wyatt Earp, Cheery Life. She's still going on. She just finished a movie called The Sphere and the Labyrinth, which is not a sequel to Labyrinth. Darn. She was in the Dust to Dawn TV series. Did CSI, you know, like good stuff. Like she was in. Ready for it? Home Alone 4.
She was in that movie.
Yeah, her and French Stewart. I've been in The Abbots. You ever seen that movie?
Mm-mm.
Oh man, Jennifer Connelly in that movie, boy. Dark Shadows TV series, another good one. But yeah, Live Schreiber. You seen him in? What you seen him in?
Live Shriver. Which one was he?
He was Stu.
Oh yeah, well he was as soon as I saw him, I thought to myself, Sabretooth.
Sabretooth, yeah.
Yeah.
Sabretooth, he was in Salt, he was in Defiance. He's known from Scream because he was Cotton Weary, like the one that supposedly killed her father. He did that series Ray Donovan on Showtime, which is actually pretty damn good. Yeah, it's a good show. He was in that terrible, terrible movie 43. Last Days of Mars is the recent movie I've seen him in, which is pretty good. He was in The Butler. Something else he was in. It sticks out on my head that I remember him from really well. Not Jacob the Liar, but I remember that movie. He was in Ransom. That was another one I remember.
Ransom, yeah.
But I like him. I mean, I love his voice. I could watch a documentary with that dude talking, you know. If you look at the African mongooses right here. Anyway, Last Day on Mars. Oh, he's in Goon. You seen Goon?
No.
Goon's a good movie.
What's Goon about?
It's Sean Michael Scott, like from American Pie and everything.
Yeah.
And he's like this just big lug dummy.
You know what? I did see that movie. I saw it recently. That's the one they playing hockey.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
It's just crazy, man. Violent as hell.
That
man.
was him in that movie, man. Never.
Yeah, because he was the bad guy.
Yeah.
Mr. Nicky Cat, probably the only other person really worth mentioning in there. I best know him he's from one of the movies I really enjoy, Boiler Room.
Boiler Room.
You ever seen that yet?
No, hadn't seen it.
Boiler Room, Vin Diesel, Ben Affleck's in it, Giovanni Ribisi.
Wow.
It's a good film. It's actually The Wolf of Wall Street, like the book, The Real Guy, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Boiler Room was inspired from that.
Wow.
And Boiler Room was like an adaptation of that book and that story. So it's basically like, you know, selling bull crap stocks and all stuff like that. But I'm a big fan of Giovanni Ribisi.
Yeah.
I like him a lot. And I think I will hold a candle that it's one of the most like just intense like cry like where somebody just breaks down.
Yeah.
Like he does in that movie. Worth a watch.
Boiler Room. See, I've heard of the movie before, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, Ben Affleck's in it as a cameo, but his cameo is fantastic.
Really?
But Nicky Cat, he was in a lot of TV back in the day. He was actually in Gremlins as one of the kids, but he was in the VTV series. He was Sean Donovan, not related to Ray Donovan. He was in Sister Act, Uncle Buck. A lot of, you know, like little cameo roles.
Yeah.
He was in the Knight Rider 2010.
Okay.
You know, he was in Doom Generation, which I didn't realize. Suburbia, which is a good movie. You ever seen that? It's another Giovanni. That movie I love because what's his name? Blonde haired kid. He was oh man, I can't think of his name now. He was in Sahara. I'm just gonna click on Suburbia and I'll pop right up. It was Parker Posey was in it. Steve Zahn.
Steve Zahn.
Think about Saving Silverman. He's the blonde.
Okay, it's been a while since I've seen that movie.
You don't remember Saving Silverman?
And I almost watched. Well, a few months back, I almost press play.
He's the one that's trying to do yoga on himself. He's like he's the exterminator one.
Yeah.
Okay, that's him. He was in, he's like I said, he's always been like smaller roles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Last thing, he was in School of Rock.
School of Rock.
Last thing he did was a movie in 2013 called Behind the Candelabra, which I think I saw somewhere.
Behind the Candelabra?
Yeah, it's Michael Douglas and Matt Damon. Looks like Siegfried and Roy or something. Anyway, that's pretty much just the main cast in there.
Yeah, pretty much.
The four is basically going to be the four main people in it: Rose McGowan, Joan and Going, Lee Scheibler, Ben Affleck, and then second half of the movie, Peter O'Toole. Yeah, doesn't show up so much. So, first time you ever seen it, right?
Yes.
First time at all. Like I said, I seen it when it came out on video. Loved it back in the day. I used to rent it like periodically. That or Event Horizon. Watch it with a girl or something, because the first half, man, is pretty intense. They get all close to you, like, oh man, what's going on in here?
So afraid.
Back in the day, I probably would have given it like a 7 or an 8. So see where it goes. Beginning of the movie starts off, you got Colorado, looks like freaking The Shining starting up in there.
Yeah.
But it also reminds me of Alan Wake, The Tunnel.
Yes.
Yeah. The whole town. Small town, 400 people in the winter, 4,000 in the summer. But obviously it's winter because everything's snow-capped and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing I will say about this movie. They filmed it like in order, chronological order. So like they must have planned ahead, because when the movie starts, it's sunny kind of, and then like it starts snowing as the movie goes on. Yeah. And it's getting thicker and thicker. That's pretty awesome. Well. It's like it's almost like the darkness coming in over it with the snow and everything. But I got two sisters traveling to this little snow-filled Colorado town. Yeah. And the reasons why: one of them lives there. She's a resident of the town. She's a town doctor, or one of the doctors in the town. Can't really say too much, but it's pretty small. So yeah, probably a couple of them. Maybe. She does her residence out of her house, so kind of old school. Yeah. She's taking her sister out of the city, out of LA, because her mom is kind of drunk, and letting her get into trouble. Yeah. Hanging out with the bad boys. Getting into trouble, but they reach the town. It's eerily quiet. Yes, nobody in the streets. Nobody. No cars are driving around. And you learn that like Jennifer, who was the older sister, she had only been left that morning. So I don't know. Could you even drive to Colorado to LA in like that amount of time? I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe she picked up at the airport or something. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, a drive. That's a hell of a drive. Yeah, really. But anyway, so like I said, everything that pretty much happened, like while she was going, happened in the course of one day or half a day. She's telling her about her housekeeper Hilda, who was making apple pies. Apple pies. They find her dead on the floor. Yes, they do. And like, there's no blood, there's no defensive wounds, no signs of a struggle. She just dropped dead. Dead. And it looks terrible. Like they did like these purple veins on her, but she has like these half stockings on. Yes. And they just like painted over the stockings. It was bad. Some of like the makeup on here, I'll say is kind of lame. Like it's almost like low budget. Like the older sister Jennifer, like you could tell like they had to powder her eyebrows a little bit and stuff. Yeah. And I was like, I don't know. Like this movie didn't do well on a high definition transfer. The print was kind of dirty too. Yeah. Especially at the beginning, there's a lot of dirt on the print. Yeah. And it's not. I'm sure they're not doing like some Criterion re-release, clean this up, restoration. Which, speaking of, I watched on Netflix last night, To the Moon. You know what that is? No. It's like that 1902 film. It's like a little short film. It's like 12 minutes long.
Oh, that's the one with the little thing going to the moon. They kind of parodied in a Smash Pumpkins.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They actually had that movie Hugo, which is a big part of that. Yeah. The guy who it's kind of neat. Hugo's a good film. Yeah. But they have it on Netflix, but they actually have a colorized version. That is not meant to be seen in color, man. It was weird. Really? Weird, man. Like it looks like blood comes out of the moon and stuff. Yeah. It was like 12 minutes of acid, man. I was just like, what is happening? Because the colors are so like. If you ever watch anything that's been colorized, yes, it's very off-putting. Like I remember like when the Three Stooges came out in color, I bought like the DVD set. Yeah. I hated them. Man. Like the colors look so weird.
Now why would they colorize it? Or at least give me an option to get original black and white.
Oh yeah. I mean, you can buy Three Stooges for like super cheap, but I was just like, I want to see it in color. Yeah, this might be even funnier. Yeah, no,
it's not funny.
Colors, maybe black and white. I wonder if like Kevin Smith ever thought about colorizing Clerks.
Clerks, huh?
Would you watch it? I would watch it.
Yeah, I'd watch it.
Nah, we already talked about that last week. But So they're freaking out. They run out of the house, because maybe somebody's still upstairs. You hear the creaking upstairs. Ooh, creepy. What's going on?
Yeah.
Run in the car. Jeep doesn't start.
Didn't start.
Don't try the car phone though. They decide to walk to the sheriff's office, only a block away.
Yeah.
Find another dead body. Purple veins, glassed over eyes. But this time, the victim tried to defend himself.
Yeah.
Fired off several shots. And she says, it's a disease. What's going on? Disease.
I shoot at diseases all the time.
Now, I'll give some credit to the writing and stuff like that. These girls don't play the victims. They see that crap and they're like, get some guns.
Time to go.
So, yeah. They walk around the town and they realize the area is completely empty. Why? Nothing's going on. So I have to ask you. I'm going to ask you this about 3 times. At this point in the movie, what do you think so far?
I'm into it. There's a couple of silliest things, like I said, the whole disease thing. You don't shoot at diseases,
right?
But I'm curious to see what's going on. I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm afraid or anything, but it's like kind of see what it is that's killing the whole town.
Right.
These kind of I guess any horror movie is. I always find it funny that they don't try to leave. Like going into the town, I would have noticed it's kind of not active.
Right.
And once you saw the first dead, but especially after the second, okay, let's get in our vehicles, get the hell out of here.
Well, they try. They go. Their car doesn't start.
Yeah. See, then I would run.
The second car doesn't start. You're in the mountains.
Keep going.
It's find some bikes.
Yep. You go find something.
But they decide to go to the bakery because those people are always there.
Oh, they
always there. And while they walk into the bakery, man, it's probably one of my scenes I really like it because they go around the side of it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like an alley. It's got these wooden walkway above it, and something moves. A shadow moves up there.
Yes,
that's freaky. That's awesome, and that was one of those scenes, man. The girl get all close to you. Oh, yeah. But they go inside there in the bakery and find hands on the counter.
Yes.
Now it's changing. So from being like something that killed people with shock or disease.
Yeah.
Somebody cut someone's hands off.
Cut some time to go.
And the oven rings. Open the oven.
Hope it's pie.
Yeah, it is some pies, but extra. And where those heads come from?
I don't know. I was thinking the same thing.
Some heads drop down, and obviously, with any podcast we do, especially like this, it's spoiled. I mean,
yes.
This is on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, or if you don't care, but if you want to enjoy it, watch the first 45 minutes and then come back. But they're walking around. They're trying to leave. They're going out the front of the house this time.
Yes.
Don't go back all the way you can. Don't go upstairs.
Don't go upstairs.
But they're walking around and you see something move, and then somebody's coming up behind them. There's 3 sheriff officers. The officers, the deputy and stuff like that. But man, turn on a light or something, like you can get shot. Lucky one of them gonna get blown away.
Yep.
Just like hiding in the dark like that, because
boo.
Yep.
Police.
But it's Sheriff Hammond and his deputy is Stu and I can't remember the other guy's name.
Steve, I think.
That's right, Steve. And he wants to bring more people in town, get under control. And Jennifer's like, we can't do that because we don't know what it is. It could be a disease, it could be something else. So we just can't bring people in. And then pretty quickly you can see that something's not right with Stu.
Yes. Yes.
He's a little off.
I wouldn't bring this dude anywhere with me at all. Why is he there?
He's you don't say if he's new or how long he's been on the force, but apparently him and Hammond have a little bit of beef. They and it's just like I can even imagine there's a group of like a crooked cops, like cops that are like taking stuff on the side or grifting or doing stuff like that. They would still be like, let's get this dude off our team, man. This dude's a giggling necrophiliac. But probably my favorite scene in the whole movie is they walk outside and like you're alone in this town.
Yeah.
You establish that there's nobody around, and then all of a sudden, just in the distance, you hear this whistle, like a siren going off.
Yes.
And it's freaky, man. It just sounds like some old World War II siren or something like that. And then all of a sudden, everything goes off in the town. All the alarms, the buildings, the lights are flashing. Everything, car lights. Everything you can imagine. Traffic lights. Everything's flashing. Sirens are going off. Bells are going off.
Yep.
It's just complete noise.
Yes.
They're even covering their ears because it's so overpowering. And then it just stops, and it's complete darkness except for one building at the end of the street.
One building.
That's free. That's good. That's a good atmosphere, man.
Yeah.
That's like video game stuff right there. And, it's just like it's a building the candle glow in, and it's like summoning them to come there. Time to leave.
If there's one build I'm not going, it's that one.
But they go in there and they're looking at the registry. You know, possibly 4 people there. Maybe somebody working in the manager's office, stuff like that. And all of a sudden you start hearing Patsy Cline.
Yeah.
I fall to pieces. Now, once again, I'm gonna ask you. At this point, what are you thinking now?
Well, again, I'm interested to see what this thing is. I want to see it, man.
Because yeah, it's setting up like it's really toying with these people.
Yeah.
You hear like you see like at one point you see the phone ringing. I forgot to mention they pick up the phone and it's like whispering all kinds of stuff. Kind of, I was waiting for the tongue to come out like Freddy style.
Yeah.
But they start clearing the rooms. Hammond opens the door and he sees a vision, a ghost or a young boy. And you're like, what the hell is that? You know?
Yeah.
And then Stu. What does Stu do?
This is the part where he goes upstairs looking in the room?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. He gets a tad bit too excited over seeing a dead body in the bed.
It's not even like an attractive woman. It's like some old grandma.
Some old grandma lady, you know. Like,
half her face is melted.
And I'm thinking, if the sheriff hadn't went up there and then stopped him, I don't know what he would have did. You know?
Okay. He's looking at her, and like, it reminds me of that movie. You ever seen Creepshow 2?
Yes.
Where they have the raft.
The raft. Oh, the one with
yeah. And they're having sex or whatever, and the girl has her face on the side.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, dude. That terrified me as a kid.
Oh, my gosh. I remember that scene.
And that's what it reminds me of. Like, her face, like, stuck like that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, that poor chick. I feel so bad. Because that guy's supposed to be watching out and he wasn't. Yeah. Trying to take advantage of her and she got killed.
Yeah, oh, yeah. That's a scene. If you haven't seen that, Creepshow 2, just for that scene alone. But yes, so Stu's like looking at this dead body, this nasty old body, and he like he's all, you know, he's being weird. He's like talking to her like she's alive. You know, can you tell me what happened here? And he takes off his glove and he's touching her cold, veiny leg. Woo! And yeah, Hammond does what anybody would do. What the hell are you doing? And like he has that really nervous giggle and laughing. He's like, yes, whew, yeah, like, I caught. Well,
good thing you stopped me.
Well, they find out in one of the rooms they have a locked door. In the room there's a mirror. It's a bathroom, and it says Timothy Flight, the ancient evil.
Yeah.
And there's no windows. You know, no way to get in. The lipstick. Somebody wrote in lipstick. The lipstick's gone.
Gone.
Don't know what's going on with it. They hear a noise. They have that thing where Stu too in the hall where he's talking to what's her face?
Yeah.
To Lisa. And he's just like, "You want me to show you something?" She's like, "Hell no,
hell no,
hell no!
You don't show me anything."
But yeah, they find a pile of random buttons, belts, trinkets, including like gold teeth and a pacemaker. You know, just all the random parts and stuff in there. And they go downstairs, and Stu, man, this part right, he's just sitting there and giggling, like looking away, giggling, and he starts whistling the freaking Patsy Cline song which starts playing again.
Yes.
And then there's just a hand on the counter with the lipstick in it.
With the lipstick, yeah.
And then you hear creaking upstairs. You know, like, oh man, like something's really toying with these people big time.
Mm-hmm.
And then you hear noise outside. Steve goes outside, runs outside, and he's basically swept away.
Yep, gone. Steve was out there 1 second. The next second, he is taken.
Yep, shoe on the ground, boot on the ground, gun spinning. And it was great. It was like you clearly heard a woman scream.
Yes,
there, you know. And it reminded me of like Tecmo's Deception, where you could lure people like screams and stuff. Yeah, like you could call for help, or you could like, you had like 4 different voices. You could be like a monster. The monster would make people run. Sometimes you could lure them into traps, or you could be like a woman crying for help, and brave people would come and try to. It was really cool. I love the game.
I'm gonna save you.
I got you. Oh nope,
you did.
Now, Sheriff Hammond, like they wind up, you know, they go back to the station, start trying to call radio for help.
Yep.
He gets to say Timothy Flight. That's about it before the radio kind of cuts out.
Yep.
Static on it, that weird voice coming out again. And this is where Hammond and Stu, they start kind of butting heads a lot. Because like Hammond's trying to keep everybody calm. Obviously Stu didn't get a thorough background check. And he's like pushing his buttons.
Yes, he is.
He's like, you know, like getting in his face and everything, stuff like that. Like really trying to like, his name's Bryce Hammond, but really trying to like set him off.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts talking about the girls. Now, like I said, Rose McGowan back in the 90s. Even though I wouldn't mind being in the mountain town with her, even though she had some mom jeans on this movie.
It's Bob Jeans.
But yeah, the phone rings.
Yep.
And man, you start hearing that whispering, and they start screaming.
Yep.
It's freaky, man. And then next thing you have something that was flapping up on the window.
Yep.
I'll tell you, like, one of the scariest things that ever happened to me. I was probably about like 16 or 17 years old when we lived in this trailer, and I lived in the room on the end, the 3 bay windows.
Yes.
And I'm sitting there playing a video game like 2 or 3 in the morning, and a bat hit my window.
What?
Like a bat just pow and just like squealed.
Yeah.
So man, terrified me to no end. Like just all of a sudden, just like out of nowhere, just high pitched squeal and just like something hit your window.
Yeah.
Yeah. Slept like my eyes wide open all night. But yeah, something flying against the window, and what do? They just unload.
Yes.
Unload every bullet they got. Like, he even picks up the shotgun.
Yep.
Starts blasting it.
Boom, 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 pow, pow.
He's like, oh, it's definitely dead. We shot it like 30 times. But he decides to go investigate. Nope. And that thing comes flying there, a big moth.
Big moth.
Like, throws him against the wall.
Yep.
Eating his face.
Dang.
Yeah, just ripping him up.
Yeah, no missing.
Yeah. And like, it's like one of the worst lines in the movie. It's like Rose McGowan or Lisa's like, oh no. Oh no. But yeah, moth's flying around the room. They're shooting at it. It flies away.
Yep.
Which never explained. Like, this, why a moth? I guess maybe I should read the book. Someone read the book. Please write in.
Yes.
But it ate his face and it looks gross, man.
Yep. Face gone.
His eyes.
Gone.
His brain.
Gone.
So now you have the physical evil of the movie, not just the weird, freaky, supernatural, weird stuff. You've actually seen something. So, what do you think now?
I'm thinking, they dealing with some kind of psychological monster thing or something. Because before, I used to assume, like, name movies Phantom. Something is going to be like Ghosts.
Exactly. Yeah.
The whole town is haunted. Wasn't haunted before, but now it's haunted now for whatever the reason is. But now that the big moth physically comes in and, well, it obviously took Steve. And now it's taking off Stu's face. So maybe we're dealing with a psychological moth. Some killing thing.
Super moth.
Yeah, we either got to kill this moth and get the hell out of here.
So, and then we have a kind of a cutaway, and you actually get to meet Timothy Flight.
Yes.
He works for like the National Enquirer, or like one of those magazines like that, which I talked about before. I used to read it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
All the time. But yeah, like, they basically go and they scoop him up.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna bring him, I guess, as a expert.
Yes.
Since he's written about this ancient evil that's like cleared out the Mayans, cleared out all these different like groups of people, like platoons, and like all the time, anytime like a group has disappeared in history, ancient evil did it. It's like that guy. It was aliens, ancient aliens.
Aliens did it.
Also, I kind of have this like break, this like mid part of the movie almost. You get a little bit more background about the characters, the survivors. You learn about Bryce Hammond, Sheriff Hammond, Ben Affleck. He shot a young boy. He went to Harvard.
Yeah.
He was in the FBI, but he shot a boy, so now he's just a little small town sheriff.
Yep.
And then you learn a little bit about the sisters. Why they were coming there. Stuff with the mom. She was trying to be take control, trying to be a leader.
Yeah.
And while that's going on, something's going on in the morgue.
Yeah.
And the water dripping.
Yep.
You waiting for those bags to move.
You know they're gonna move.
You're gonna move. But she has to go to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you think about that scene?
I would have went to the bathroom, to tell you the truth, but yeah, she goes to she needs an escort, and so Ben Affleck he's her escort. Which I'm thinking the other sister who's watching her,
Right.
She takes the chick to the bathroom. She goes in there. She checks he checks the stalls and everything. She does her thing.
She's about to smoke a cigarette.
Yes.
And it falls in the drain where you're like, don't get that cigarette.
Don't get that cigarette. Don't get that cigarette. I kept thinking something's going to jump out of the drain and grab and pull in.
Right. But no, like, you hear a toilet flush.
Yes.
Like, weird. Okay.
Get the hell out of there.
Yeah. Exactly. She's investigating, and then you see Stu.
Yes.
And he's like, eyes are black.
Yo.
Face is back.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, you're so fucking murdered.
Yeah.
But yeah, they run off, and then they try to leave, like let's get out of here finally.
Yes.
But truck engine's been smashed. Like this thing it can do everything.
Yes.
Yeah. But you hear a woman screaming in the background again.
Mm-hmm.
And they realize it's a trap. It's a trap. Dr. Flight everybody just arrives. You know, they got the vans.
Yes.
The hazmat suits, guns.
They prepared. So what do you think?
Yeah. So they think. So they start spreading out. You know, they're investigating the town, checking all the buildings, stuff like that, finding different not survivors, but bodies everywhere and stuff. Yeah. In one room, they find like this like crazy occult looking stuff. You know, all this weird stuff which is never explained.
Because you think this guy, he must know what's going on.
Exactly. But they also find in the church all these different stuff that apparently they couldn't digest.
Yes.
You know, pieces. And then a dog comes in, and this is where it becomes like the thing.
It does. It's kind of like the thing.
Yeah, the dog like mutates, like smashing their mask open, like ripping them apart, killing them. Everybody.
Why they didn't shoot that dog as soon as they saw it?
Well, the guy was just like, leave that dog alone.
Ooh, come here, buddy. You're so cute.
And that guy gets killed by like a zombie, pretty much.
Yeah.
The part where there's a guy in the sewer gets killed and stuff.
And you recognize that guy? I don't know if you ever saw that show.
What?
He played on. He's one of the main characters from New York Undercover.
Never saw it.
You never saw that show?
No.
I used to watch that a lot in the 90s, so that's how I recognized it.
One of the weirdest parts, man, is like they're in this garage walking around, and you hear a little boy singing "Yes, Jesus Loves Me" from the drain.
Yes,
that's like it, man. I was like, don't look down that drain.
Don't look down the drain.
And then he gets sewage splashed on his face because I thought he was going to eat his mask away.
I thought so too.
But
big dummy.
Yeah, the dog like basically like takes over all these people, almost like the Doctor Who, the Silence in the Library.
Yeah,
they're sitting there and they're talking. They open their mouth and they say, "Speak the gospel, preach the gospel, preach the gospel." But like he tell the world all about me.
That should be hard to do.
Yeah, and then like it kind of drags a bit. You have like a lot of theories, people, you know, like, oh, this is what it is. This is, you know, you get a little bit about Flight talking about its history or what he knows about it and stuff. And Hammond's convinced that it's just a creature.
Yes,
you know, if it's a creature, it can be killed because they talk about like it could be like a sort of like a flatworm. You know, if a flatworm eats another flatworm or eats, you know, digests parts of flatworm, it learns from it. Yeah. So this creature is like every time it eats something or eats someone, it learns a little bit about what they know. Yeah. Like absorbs their memories. It's like rogue. Yes. But anyway, so they decide they're going to try to figure out how to kill it. And they're going to make like a solution, which basically once they got the scene, I forgot where I forgot the guy's name, the black guy.
But that guy.
He pulls that glass out of his mouth.
Yes.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. And he gives him the salamander, which is the leopard gecko. He gives him that to research. Because he's so confident, you know. He's like, figure out what I am, you know, do all this stuff like so you can tell the world about me. Yeah. I'm like, why would you want to do that? So yeah, they're all working on it and trying to figure it out and stuff, and they realize that it's kind of like based off like almost like petroleum, like what it's made out of, so they can actually counteract it, destroy it, stuff like that with a dose. But of course, they have to get the guns from the other truck. Yes. Which I thought I like that scene with the dog. Yeah. Because the dog is just like staring him down, got the glowing eyes. And he like walk into the truck, and the dog's just watching him. Yeah. And then like he comes out of the truck, and the dog just like stands in front of him. And the dog's just like, and then he has to say, "Oh well, you know, we're about to go tell everybody about you," because the dog's about to bust out. You know. Yes, indeed. But I mean, basically, like the end, like Flight, like they decide, you know, we gotta kill the whole thing. Yes. So we're gonna summon it out. So he goes out in the street, and like cool creepy part. Because all the people just appear, like in the town. Yeah. And they just morph into this giant something. It looked like a flatworm, kind of. It looked like a giant worm or something like that. Or you don't really get a good shot of it. It's very hypergenic. Like, I mean, like so much flashing going on. Yes. There's no way to get a good shot of it. You know? There's no like panned out or anything. It's just pieces are there, like a rising quick shot. So yeah, nothing like that. I think. Actually, if you look at the pictures that was in that guy's house, he had drawings of what it kind of looked like. Oh, okay. So it looked just like some giant centipede creature thingy. But anyway, they start blasting it with the vials, man. They just hit it away. It flees into the sewer. And one of the weaker parts of the movie, Stu comes after the girls. Yes. And he's obviously the creature, you know. He's not Stu. Stu's dead. Stu's been dead for a while. But his appearance and his form is being like like it's just a shell.
Yes.
But he's saying some of the stupidest lines. He's like, limbo time.
Yeah.
And he's like, what did you do to me? Stuff like that. Did you slip me a Mickey? I was just like, man, this creature really talks stupid, man.
Stupid, yeah.
But they want to kill him, and like they blast him point blank with a shotgun in the mouth and stab him with the vials. But Hammond goes in the sewers, goes after the creature.
Yeah.
And like you think it's going to be like the big, the hive mind or the brain or the heart or something like that, like in the Contra, maybe like
Yes.
like It, where you go follow the creature down. But nope, it's just that little boy.
Little boy again.
And I do like the way he takes him out of there. Because it's just kind of cool. Like, the boy's holding the vials in his hand.
Yeah.
Just like, you shoot a little boy again?
You shoot a little boy?
Nope, I'm going to miss. But yeah, Flight goes on to tell his story, tell the world about this creature. And, of course, they leave it open for a sequel.
Yes, they do.
With Stu. Yeah, in the bar. Pretty cheesy.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Kind of remind me of the ending of the Twilight Zone movie.
Yeah.
You want to see something?
Want to see something cool? I'll show you how to make a pencil disappear.
Yeah.
So, what did you think about the movie?
That was all right. It definitely stopped being scary once the I guess the military got there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It has like pretty much like almost like 3 acts. The horror beginning, like before, like up till pretty much where Steve dies.
Yes.
And then you got like the what the hell's going on, like kind of like character build up in the middle, get everybody together, and then you have the whole end, like let's take this thing out.
Yeah.
But the first 35 minutes of this movie is awesome. It is really good. But favorite character in the film?
Ben Affleck's character.
Yeah. You think his little nod to that in Jane Silent Bob was worth it at this? Yeah. What about favorite scene?
Let's see. I like how they freaked out when they saw the writing on the glass, and then when you get downstairs, see the hand with the
lipstick?
The lipstick still on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'm laughing.
I like.
I left that house.
Like I said, I pretty much like the beginning half, but I like my favorite scene out of that is like when they're in the street and like all the lights are going
on. Lights on. Yeah.
Because that siren freaks me out, man.
Oh yeah.
In the distance stuff. But once the army and everything gets there, it just loses steam quickly.
Yes.
Bad. Now you got to suspend your belief for a lot of this stuff. You just eat your popcorn and enjoy it, because it starts, like I said, off as a horror, then it's like supernatural, and then it's a monster movie. This monster can do anything.
Yes.
This monster can change form to anything, where it's animal, creature, physical form, and these are physical things that can kill people.
Yes.
But it can travel through electricity, like turning on lights and doing everything, stuff like that. Going through phone lines and making phone calls, stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, there's nothing this creature can't do.
Yeah.
See, any montages?
No.
Anything fixed that they had cell phones? Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
They had one phone.
Yeah.
But if the cell phones would even work.
As I said, it wouldn't work anyway.
Any bad guys with facial hair?
This maybe the Stu had facial hair. I'm sure some of them people at times. Some times people had their facial hair. Use their bodies. They had plenty of cars that didn't start.
Yeah, definitely. Nobody tripped or anything though. But
no.
Nuke the fridge, nothing like that. No, everybody died. They stayed dead. Let's see. I didn't write them down. Any flashbacks?
Well, Stu had like a little slight flashback, I guess. Not Stu. I mean, Ben Affleck. Yeah, about the kid. Yeah, it's like I don't know, some kind of image imposed on the top of it or something like that.
Yeah, we can take that. If you had one prop from this film,
let's see. I keep thinking the dog.
What, dog? Like the stuffed dog?
Yeah, that was a pretty cool dog, man. I'll take the live dog, as long as he ain't got that crazy stuff inside of him. That's all.
You know that lipstick hand, like paperweight?
Yeah, I put that on my desk.
Yeah.
Look at
that. I take his cool hat. All right. Let's see what else. Any alternate titles you can think of for this film? Because this movie shouldn't be called Phantoms.
Yeah, it should not have been called Phantoms.
Now, I'll ask you this: did they say the name of the film?
I want to say yes.
Yes, they do.
All right.
Because he's talking about like the dog, and he's like, "Is it just a drone? It's just a phantom." So, yeah, that was the only time he said. But anyway, what would you give this movie today?
5.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd give it probably like a 6. It's lower than I remember. Just the first half is really strong.
Yeah.
Disappointing, you know. But yeah, I mean, and like I like the cast.
Mm-hmm.
The cast is good. You know, Luke Schreiber is just creepy as weird and everything.
Would you recommend it for kids?
No,
Because
it'd be freaky as hell, man. It's like,
but I look at this, I'm like, well, it's been a while since I saw that movie, Poltergeist.
where the guy's face is getting pulled off and the dead bodies and everything.
Yeah, so I'm like, did it show any more than that movie did? And that movie was like PG-13.
Yeah, 80s PG.
Yeah.
Well, they showed his bloody face, and then like they had like people getting ripped apart.
Yeah.
Like the shotgun and the like blowing his face off was pretty graphic. So I don't know. There's the language is pretty tame.
Yeah, it's pretty tame because I'd be F-bombing all over the place.
Right. Now,
if I wasn't this movie.
All right. So I'll ask. Have you seen the remake of Poltergeist yet?
No, I haven't.
It's terrible.
I watched some YouTube videos about people's review and
Terrible. Well, that brings us into what we're watching now. So this might be a slight spoiler. We'll get that one last.
Oh, okay.
So I just finished Community season 6.
Okay.
So pretty good season. They had another paintball episode, which is always fun. They do have like I know you haven't watched much Community, right?
No.
Okay. There is an episode on there where they do a Karate Kid play.
Really?
And it is amazing.
Karate Kid play.
It is amazing. Like Chang plays Mr. Miyagi,
mm-hmm.
and oh god, it's awesome. you ever watch The League?
No.
There's a guy on there. His name's Rafi or whatever. Rafi. He's been in he's pretty much in every show. He pops up as a minor character, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Probably show you his face and you'd be like, "Oh, seen that dude." But anyway, he's my favorite character in The League. He makes me crack up every time he comes on the screen. You know something crazy is about to happen.
Yeah.
There's like the Saudi Arabian dude, but that's not his name. I'm trying to find his name so I can show you what he looks like. But he was like the director for the Karate Kid play.
Yeah.
And yeah, really clap. Good stuff. I watched Chappie, which Neil Blomkamp movie. And that was pretty good. All right, and due to the magic button of pause, James has actually seen the Karate Kid scenes now.
Yes.
How funny was that?
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So yeah, Community season 6. You can watch the first 5 seasons on Hulu. Might have other places, but season 6 is actually free to watch on Yahoo Screen.
Yeah,
which I really don't understand how that works because where are they getting the money from?
Yes.
How are they getting paid? But I don't know. But yeah, good stuff. Anyway, like I said, I watched Chappie. The trailer for like Neil Blomkamp, like District 9. Everybody loved District 9 pretty much. Elysium, not that great. And I was really hoping this movie was going to turn it around, like be another good one for him. Mm-hmm. And the trailer looks awesome. Like I will say that the trailer looks like this badass action movie. Like robot fighting and doing all that stuff like that. The movie was nothing like that. Like Hugh Jackman had a mullet in that movie.
What?
And he played like a completely different role. Now, visually wise and stuff like that, it was awesome.
Yeah.
And like, it's kind of like doesn't know where to go with it, the direction on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like is he a hero? Is he a bad guy? They got some like the language is kind of rough in there. Like none of the characters are likable, not one. But like in the last like 10 minutes, like pretty much the violence just like I was like holy, like it was like am I watching RoboCop? But I mean $1 red box it for $1.
Yeah.
But I am so glad I didn't go see the movies because I would have been pissed.
What?
So what else you been watching?
Man, let's see. I watched some of the She-Wolf films.
The what?
She-Wolf?
She-Wolf?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I saw the first 3. I think that's 4 of them.
How was that?
That was interesting.
Well, I did see that with the June update for Netflix, Kickboxers on there.
Really?
I think all 4.
All 4 Kickboxers?
Yeah, so I might have to watch the first one.
Because let's see. Because I've seen 1, 2, 3. I think I've seen 5 Kickboxers. I saw the first one, the second one, the third one. I might have seen the 4th one at some point.
Did you see?
I saw the 5th one.
Did you see Van Damme when Conan O'Brien doing the dance?
Yes. I did see that.
Because when he came out, man, I was like, when he stands up, I was like, there ain't no way he's doing a split in them pants. I watched The Kingsman, which I got from you. I loved it.
You loved it, huh?
I loved the Kingsman, man. Kingsman was like the I'll just say the church scene.
Oh yes,
Yeah, like
man.
we had a blast watching it. Like, it's kind of like a new hip James Bond.
Yeah,
kind of meets like I don't know, like maybe like Kick-Ass or something. Very awesome cast.
yeah. Because the guy who came up with the Kingsman, he's the same guy who came with Kick-Ass.
Yeah.
And like I didn't know anything about this movie. My wife,
I saw the trailers a lot.
Yeah,
and I was just like, you know.
No, so I didn't even see a trailer.
I saw it. Well, when I went to the movies, they showed trailers for it a few times.
Oh, okay, that's what you saw.
But I didn't hear anything about it, so I figured it tanked.
Yeah,
no, it actually did really well at the box office.
Wow.
They're actually going to do a sequel.
Well, I see. I didn't know anything about that.
But and like, did you watch after the credits, the mid-credit scene?
No.
There's a mid-credit scene which it basically kind of recreates the bar scene from there, but the roles are reversed.
Yeah,
and yeah, so it's Eggy, and he goes, you know,
yeah,
he goes to get his mom, basically.
Yes.
So, spoilers, whatever. But yeah, so it kind of sets him up as like, you know, he's like, manners make the man.
Make the man,
like,
yes.
Yeah, so, but oh yeah, like if they have a steelbook or something for it, I'm probably gonna pick it up.
Pick it up. Huh?
I could watch it again.
Yeah,
easily. I enjoyed it. I watched that church scene like 10 times. Well, I showed it to one of my buddies because he was like, "Man, I've never seen that movie." So I found the clip for it online, like on like Daily Motion or whatever, like full HD and stuff, because the movie isn't out yet. I think it's on digital right now.
Yeah, it's digital.
Digital, yeah. But he was like, "Holy crap!" Because always, what scene was it like that? I was trying to compare it to. It was just like nonstop violence. I'm trying to think. But I was like, it beats that. I can't think of a movie. Oh, we're talking about Oh Boy.
Oh Boy. Oh, you talking about that long when he's in the hallway?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, this thing is like up there with that. Just the amount of stuff going on.
Yes.
And I'll say I love Samuel on there.
Yeah. Yes.
With his lisp. And they missed the opportunity for the best joke of all.
Which one was it?
When he had the dinner scene and he pulled up the hamburgers.
Yes.
Could be like, he's a Royale with cheese.
Cheese.
I was waiting for it, man. I was like, I love Big Mac. Also seen Focus.
Focus.
That's Will Smith, Margaret Robbie, somebody else is in there. But anyway, those are the main two casts in it. Basically, he's a grifter, con man, stuff like that. And he meets her. She's a young. They don't say if she's married at the beginning or not, but she is with somebody. But she wants to be the same thing he is. And they wind up. They actually go to New Orleans. There's a whole part filmed in New Orleans. Yeah. It's a good movie. Yeah. I enjoyed it. Probably get like a 7 or so. It's not a movie you'd ever watch again, really. But like, it tries to have a big twist at the end, and it does a little bit twist on the end. But like, they advertised what's going to happen like way early in it. Yeah. You know, somebody's like, it's one of those movies where somebody talks about a maneuver or like a trick or something they can do, and you're like, oh, well, I guess they're going to do that later, you know? Yeah. And they did that. It was way too foreshadowed. So I called it pretty early. Oh, man. The last thing that we're going to talk about is Mad Max. Mad Max. Because I praised this movie, and you finally got to go. You went to see it.
I saw it.
So what did you think?
I thought it was pretty good, and it definitely the movie's kind of starts off running. Oh yeah, it's kind of starts and boom, you in it.
Yeah, there's no like, this is my life, you know, like it's like him on the edge, like looking over the hillside, and then like he's moving, boy, running, and then like it never stops. Like it has like a little bit like in the middle where it kind of slows down for a little bit. Yeah, but then like it goes crazy. Yeah, I loved it. I want to go. I really want to go watch it again. Yeah. So my birthday's this weekend. I might go watch it another time. But I love the setting on it, all the vehicles and stuff like that. Like I love the whole mythology they have. Like they do the spray paint when they're going, I'm going to Valhalla. I'm going to Valhalla, yeah. And just everything, man. Like the weapons, like the different factions. Like they have the game coming out, which really excites me. I love how like the steering wheels are like a religious object to have. Yeah. They're all like, go, you know, like none of the cars have one. You have to actually earn a steering wheel. Steering wheel, yeah. Which that's awesome. I love the boss, dude. Like he was menacing and freaky and stuff.
Yes, he was.
And also, like they didn't pull punches in that movie, man. Like that woman falling out of the car shocked me. I was like, I can't believe they kill a pregnant woman. You know? Max barely says anything in the movie. Yeah, like he probably had like 3 pages of dialogue.
You don't say much.
No, but Tom Hardy was awesome in that movie. With Charlize Theron.
Mm-hmm.
You know they're making a sequel, right?
No, I didn't know.
The thing about Mad Max is like when they filmed it chronologically too. All that stuff, like they filmed it all that way.
Yeah.
But they're doing it in the desert. They did it. It was George Miller, who did the original 3.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to do it years ago, and he wanted to, first he wanted to get Mel Gibson again.
Yeah.
And then Mel Gibson was tied up with something. He was like, oh, Passion of Christ.
Yeah.
So they didn't get to do it. So he was going to go and make an animated movie. And then he actually thought about making a female version of like Mad Max movie.
Yeah.
So he kept getting pushed back and forth. And then when they got Tom Hardy on it, they started filming it, and like it was just so chaotic and just nuts and stuff like that. Tom Hardy was just like, he quoted, he was like, "This dude is an idiot. He doesn't know what he's doing. Like he's messing this up. You know, everything looks like a mess." And then like he saw stills, like he saw some of the dailies and stuff later on, and like he apologized to that guy. He was just like, "Oh my god!" And then he signed on for 4 more
movies,
4 more Mad Maxes. So as long as they do well, because I mean the ratings for it are out the roof.
Oh yeah,
it's got like,
I know you saw that.
So yeah, like did you see the 3D?
No.
The 3D was awesome.
Really?
Yeah, the 3D was really good. Near the end, when the I can't remember the name of the guy now. When he flips the truck, and also that steering wheel came like straight out the screen.
What?
And there's a couple parts like when they're on the poles.
Yes.
They were coming out the screen and stuff like that. The flares, those came out the screen. It was really impressive in 3D.
Wow.
So if you go watch it again, 3D. Yeah, I would say definitely. And also when it comes out on DVD or Blu-ray, they're actually going to have the color version and a black and white version of the film.
Wow.
Because the director said he always kind of pictured it as a black and white film, and you can actually watch the trailer online in black and white. And it's really cool.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I'll probably watch it once that way.
Yeah.
Because like I love like the color flares when they're coming and stuff. Because like man, like they're coming. All the women, like the women were awesome in there.
Yeah.
Those old women.
Yeah.
They were kicking some ass, man. What was your probably favorite scene in the movie?
Man, I don't know. That's a bunch of stuff. One of the things I thought was cool about the movie was the guy with the guitar in the front.
And that guitar worked.
Oh.
Because like pretty much most of the effects in there were practical effects. Like real crazy stunts and stuff like that. But yeah, that was a working guitar.
It's like I'm seeing this guy, he's like, this is freaking crazy.
Oh yeah, the movie was nuts, man. Like I love the drum, the dudes with the drum, like they're coming in the battle and stuff like that. And then like all their stuff, man, like there's crazy spears, and those vehicles with the spikes all over them and stuff that you couldn't do anything to.
Yeah.
And what was it, the war truck, or they called it? And but I like the whole part where like that whole fight scene where they're chained together. That was awesome. That was really cool. Like I went to see it by myself like around like noon. Yeah. And there was like 3 people in the theater. Yeah. And man, I was just like, I could have just stayed like hiding in the seat and watched it again. The scenes I really liked. I liked the whole part, like the whole battle at the end. It's just so crazy, man. Yeah. It's like they're just getting hit from every direction. You know, like all the stuff's going on. He when they're like ripping the car, like grappling hooks and stuff like that. Yes. Yeah. Awesome. There's another thing I wanted to talk about in that movie, and then like we won't say how. Like, I mean, we already spoiled it. Dude, what happened? What happens to the chief, man? Oh yeah. I love the part where like because the guy, I wish I remember his name. He was the war boy, whatever. Like the one that kind of like was helping him and stuff. Yeah. I love when he was just like, I know how to get in the truck, you know, and he gives him the pistol, and he's like, if you make it, he's like, you kill her. He's like, I'll take it to Valhalla personally. That dude just screws up, man. Yes, he does. I was kind of surprised that the girl kind of she kind of like fell for him, I guess, you know. But they are going to be doing a spinoff too, supposedly for the sequel's called Mad Max: The Wasteland. Okay. And then they're actually going to do supposedly a spinoff, Ferosa, with her as the main cast. His name was Nux. But yeah, and also trivia for you is that the guy who played Morton Joe, Hugh Keys O'Brien, he was the war boss. He was the bad guy in the original Mad Max. You knew that? Yeah. You recognize him? It was all nasty back and everything. Yeah. So, and dude, like just like their whole setting for that, because they had like, you know, the water would come out just when a little bit. Yeah. But they had like all the women just like breastfeeding, like making milk and stuff. Yes.
Had them on like a little assembly line or something. So like people with cows. Yeah.
Like taking all those women, and then just like everything. Like I love, like I wanted more of that setting. I want to see more of that place because pretty much the whole movie's one chase,
Yes.
one long chase. You get that building at the beginning. Now, did you like the ending?
Yeah.
Like, I love how like he's on there and then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
just going nomad. And I hope he gets his car back. Because I was waiting for. That's what I was waiting for the whole time. When he sees his car, he's like, "That's my car!"
Oh my god.
I was waiting for him to because he was on the poles or whatever. And
Yeah.
I thought he was going to get in his car and just start wrecking some shop. Man.
Yeah.
But I love what he did with the big fat guy.
Yes.
Because they had like the three generals kind of. When you had the main boss, then you had that one